To finish up your artwork, you're going to be adding some marker to your colored pencil. So you already have colored pencils on there. You've tried a variety of different techniques, things like hatching, cross-hatching, stippling, layering or blending, scumbling, coloring light, coloring dark, things like that. And now we're going to add some marker to it. So some things markers can do, well, you could use different kinds of markers, different sizes. So I can still do hatching with a marker, and I could come in on top of my pencil. So I've got my colored pencil here, and I could do more with it. I could add some additional texture to it. I could kind of enhance it in some way. Now I could use a different marker. Maybe I want a wider line. I could come in and say, okay, I want these to be really wide. And I'm using the side of this. Now, also with these markers, I can either use the point or the side. So there's different markers, and then there's different ways to hold the markers. I can do the same with the cross-hatching. I can add more color to it. I can do it in the same pattern. Cross-hatchings cross like that. So I can add to it in some way like that, really bring out some colors I want. The nice thing about markers is they're very bright and bold, and you're not going to get the soft pastels that you would with colored pencils. So you can try hatching, cross-hatching, different size markers, turn the marker sideways. You also, of course, can continue on with some sort of stippling, which are little dots. And think about using your marker as a way to unify or tie your artwork together, make it look complete, give it some additional visual interest. Now, blending with markers is interesting. You can color over. So let's say I decide here I've already got my colored pencil and I want to blend in a little orange there. Now, it tends to cover up the colored pencil, but now this one you have to use sparingly because we don't want to wrinkle up our paper. But here I have some clear water and I have a clean brush. I can take a little bit of water and I can blend some of my marker into my colored pencil. And this will only work with water-based markers. Another way people sometimes, and be real careful with this, you don't want to get a bunch of water on your paper. It will wrinkle your paper. Another way people do that, blending marker into marker, is to color one marker on top of the other. To me, that's not quite as successful. I like to use just a little bit of water also, kind of soften it up. So that's one way to blend. And then scumbling, same thing. Now I could come in here with the marker and I could decide I really want to make some of these shapes stand out and emphasize some of these. And I could do that with marker. I can combine techniques. Like here I could take a little bit of water and I could do a little bit of blending with these two. Another one you can do is outlining. So you could outline shapes that you really want people to notice. So you can go around the outline with a marker. It doesn't have to be black. You could outline in any color you want. I happen to outline in black, but I could outline in red. I can also use the marker and let some of whatever's underneath the paper, the colored pencil, show through in just places. So here I'm kind of turning it on its side, and I'm only using it, and I'm letting the paper show through. And then the other choice is to not let the paper show through and really color in a solid way. Now notice here my colored pencil is dark enough that it still shows through also, which is an interesting technique. So with your markers, we've already got colored pencil on there, and see what you can do to enhance and improve the colored pencil that you already have by using some different marker techniques.